Hey there, Halloween fans, how's it going? It's Douglas here at Dromboy Productions, bringing you another Halloween mask review. I would like to thank you all for joining me for yet another episode of the 31 Days of Trick or Treat, celebrating an amazing mask company that has brought us some of the coolest pieces in the hobby. And not just coolest as in commercially available cool, but coolest as in general cool. On the first day, we took a look at the Halloween Ends mask. Then on the second day, we took a look at the mask that started it all, the Halloween 1978 Young Michael Myers Clown Mask. And today, we're going to be taking a look at another item from the end of Halloween. Because today's review is on the Halloween 2018 Michael Myers Dead Eye Latex Appliance. And technically this is something that would have occurred to Michael at the end of Halloween 1978. We do see it in the Kills flashback scene, which of course takes place during 78, so we know that his eye was injured then at the end of the movie after Laurie tickled Michael's eye with a coat hanger. As for the product itself, here's a closer look at the packaging. The top here has that nice 2018 promotional image. And the bottom, of course, just has the actual appliance itself. And the back has a bunch of copyright information, as well as information on how to actually apply this as an appliance if you so choose to. And let's take a look at the piece itself. And here is the evil eye of Michael Myers itself. Be careful not to stare into it too long, lest you decide to go on a murderous rampage. So as far as quality, this thing is cast in super thin latex. I mean, almost like paper thin latex. And the reason that they did that is because this is intended to be used as an actual eye appliance. However, for those of you who are, knowledgeable about the behind-the-scenes special effects stuff, or you keep up to date on that kind of thing, you would know that while they did use this as an eye appliance in the films, they also did do a version that was basically an eye patch. There were some actors that were in and out of the costume so much that instead of reapplying the makeup appliance, it just made more sense to do that. The paint job on it is not too bad. The actual iris itself could maybe use a tiny little touch up, but realistically, it looks kind of like an old gross dead eye. The only real complaint I have about this thing quality-wise is that crazy eyelash. Now, most people that get these, they're going to rip that eyelash right off and probably just disregard it entirely. And I mean, you pretty much could, but if you want it to look realistic, you can go get a much finer. You can get them with much thinner hairs, much more fine hair, I guess would be the best way to say it, that looks a lot more realistic. So maybe even hit up your local dollar store. I know I've had pretty good success finding nice eyelashes for other products there. The only thing that they really could do quality-wise to improve this, other than maybe going with a finer eyelash, would be putting a little bit of epoxy over the eye, just so it has that really glossy, nasty, wet look. However, in some ways, the lack of epoxy is great, because a lot of people that are buying Trick or Treat Studios products just want to repaint it, try and make it look more lifelike or look more like the actual catalog image. So, the lack of epoxy being on there makes that conversion a bit easier. And now comes the part of the video where I read the details on this piece directly from the Trick or Treat Studios website excerpt. So here we have the Dead Eye Michael Myers Appliance, sculpted by Christopher Nelson and Vincent Van Dyke. Trick or Treat Studios is proud to present the officially licensed Halloween 2018 Michael Myers Dead Eye Appliance. This appliance comes directly from the movie master mold and is the perfect accessory to complete your Halloween 2018 Michael Myers costume. That's pretty much all there is on it, and I mean, I guess that's pretty much all there is to know. This is the exact sculpture of the dead eye of Michael Myers. So for those of you out there who are obsessed over accuracy, go grab one. It's perfectly accurate, at least as far as the sculpt. And I mean, with a couple of very small, simple paint touch-ups, you could make this thing pretty much perfect. And for those of you wondering about the price point, you can pick these up directly from Trick or Treat Studios for $15. Or, if you want to pick them up from one of the numerous retailers that they work with, it seems that they're going to be about $20 from those other retailers. Regardless, I think that's a pretty great price point, whether you intend to use it as an actual appliance, whether you intend to make an eye patch out of it so it's wearable but not as difficult to take on and off, or whether you intend to use it just as an insert for one of your Halloween masks, I think it's a pretty great pickup. I only grabbed one of these at first just because I wanted to see what they were like in person, but now I'm debating grabbing several more to insert those at least in my new trilogy. Obviously, Ben, you're not a part of the new trilogy, unfortunately. But that aside, in my new trilogy masks, I feel like it would be pretty fitting to put it in those, and maybe even one of my 78 version masks. I'm kind of in between on what I want to do as far as displaying these in or out of the Myers mask, because it kind of looks badass just being the mask itself. Not necessarily it's Michael Myers, but it's more so this is just the mask on display. I kind of like that. And even though this is marketed exclusively as a 2018 Myers product, this would work great with your 78, your 2018, your kills, or your ends. There are some small paint differences between the others, so I mean, obviously, if you wanted to update it to look like those, you would require a little bit more paint work, but the idea is still the same, and it's a pretty awesome piece. So if you're interested in picking one of these up yourself, go do so. I'll be sure to give you guys some nice close-ups of that eye appliance, and maybe even some shots of it inside of a mask, just so you can get a feel for what that looks like. I will not be applying it to my face for the sake of this video, but you guys get the gist regardless. And if you somehow didn't get the memo, you're watching the 31 Days of Trick or Treat event. What that means is every single day this month, we're going to be taking a look at a different Trick or Treat Studios product. Hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you've enjoyed all the videos so far this season. I love you all. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.